The Bridge Builder's Whisper. In a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills lived a young carpenter named Kweku. He was known for his skill with wood, but even more for his quiet nature. He dreamed of one day building something truly great that would make the whole village proud. Then the rainy season brought a frightening change to the river. The old wooden footbridge connecting the farms and the market suddenly broke apart. Panic spread quickly through the anxious community. The villagers debated solutions, but nobody had a concrete plan ready. Kweku watched silently, knowing he possessed the skills required for the task. But doubt whispered in his mind, "Who will listen to you? You are just one carpenter." So, burdened by fear, he stayed quiet, unable to step forward. That evening, he saw an old woman struggling desperately to cross the dangerous water. Without thinking, Kweku moved forward instantly to offer his help. He guided her across the slippery stones with patient, careful steps. When they reached the far side, the woman smiled and placed her wrinkled hand on his shoulder. She told him, "One seed grows a forest. Never underestimate what you can do, especially when helping others." Her powerful words stirred something deep inside the quiet carpenter. The old woman's wisdom became the seed of his great achievement. A single act of selfless help had shifted his entire perspective. The next morning, Kweku gathered all his necessary wood and tools. He began working by the river, driving the first supports into the damp ground. Villagers watched in surprise as the solitary carpenter started his massive undertaking. Some laughed, whispering that he was wasting his time against the strong, relentless river. But Kweku ignored the doubts, methodically placing plank after plank. He kept building, driven by the quiet energy he discovered the night before. Soon, the first helper arrived, a young boy offering to pass necessary nails. A strong farmer soon followed, offering his powerful back to steady the heavy support beams. The village teacher appeared next, bringing strong, durable rope for securing the joints. Slowly, the scattered onlookers began to close the distance. The atmosphere shifted from skepticism to one of focused, collective energy. They were no longer watching Kweku. They were helping him build their own connection. Day after day, the work continued tirelessly, day blending into night. They lifted heavy planks that no single person could manage alone. They carried materials across the dangerous, uneven terrain together. Encouraging words were traded constantly, fueling their shared commitment. Even the children found small, essential tasks to contribute to the effort. The river's roaring seemed less threatening as their structure grew stronger. The shared struggle forged a bond between neighbors who had previously kept their distance. Kweku worked alongside them, his earlier isolation completely dissolved by the community's presence. At last, after many demanding days, the strong new bridge stood complete. It was unquestionably stronger and more beautiful than the old one had ever been. The villagers gathered on the bridge, not cheering for wood or nails, but for their shared achievement. They had built a pathway for commerce and connection through cooperation. The village chief approached the quiet carpenter amidst the celebration. The chief expressed amazement at the success, especially following so much initial doubt. He asked Kweku directly, "How did you manage to succeed where so many others had only doubted?" Kweku listened patiently, a slight, gentle smile forming on his lips. The answer he gave was simple, profound, and unexpected. Kweku simply smiled, recalling the woman by the riverbank. He told the chief, "I started by lifting one person across the water. Then he looked at the assembled community and finished, and she lifted me." The crowd murmured, suddenly understanding the true source of the bridge's strength. The chief nodded slowly, recognizing the profound leadership and service. The people realized that kindness builds more than just structures. It builds bridges between hearts, creating unbreakable community bonds. From that day forward, the villagers remembered Kweku's simple truth. When you lift others up, you inevitably lift yourself along with them. Greatness is often found in humble beginnings, not just grand achievements. No effort made to genuinely help another person is ever truly wasted time. Kweku, once quiet and doubting, became the village's quiet hero. The bridge stood as a permanent symbol of that first courageous, kind step,